Hello, viewers. Thanks for joining us. And I'm going to say that again just in case I was cut off at the start. Hello, viewers. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Full Record Jacket. And Ben has certainly filled his record jacket this week as he's been buying more vinyl. So, Ben, are you going to show and tell?
Yeah. Do you want me to delve into my box of joy?
Go for it.
Let's have a
Ben
look.
is now, thankfully this time, he's actually got his box close enough to reach.
You say that. They've all got these polythene, is it polythene PVC sleeves on them. Makes it very hard to grip them. Right. I'm moving them over. That's what, so you can hear the clanging and the banging. Shall we start at the beginning? No, we've done that one. We know I've got that one. We know I've got that one. Ah, there we go. Right. Now, some of these, obviously, in true me form, I don't know anything about them. And I've not listened to them yet. So I literally cannot tell you anything. All I can do is show you the cover and then let the seed grow. And you can go out there and you can find this music and support smaller artists, even though some of them aren't smaller artists, and, and bloom their musical growth. But anyway, the first one is actually here, and you could probably, it's a Deluxe edition, white vinyl. And it's this guy here who the front cover is not most of it. Look, he's just there, look. And it's called 10 Songs That Happen When You Left Me With My Stupid Heart by Darwin Dees.
Wow, I've never heard of him.
It's very good. I've had it on today. It's quite fun.
The title's clever.
Yeah, it is. It's quite good. It's quite fun. It's obviously probably about a breakup or something, but it's quite a fun, plucky little album. I quite enjoyed it.
Okay.
From what I've heard of it. Obviously, it's come on a white vinyl, so all the dirt will show up on it. But yeah, find out Mr. Darwin Dees. That's Deez. I don't know if I've spelled that right.
Darwin Dees. Okay.
Yeah. So next up on my list is this, and it's a band called Lands, Music for the Future. Now, mainly, I got this because I am a creature. I am a consumer, and I buy with my eyes. And I thought that the front cover was pretty good. Pretty cool.
Could you push it even closer? I can't quite clearly. I've got a bit of a distorted view on my feed at the moment, but I'm sure for viewers they can see it more clearly. But that's just a kind of. They're not pictures of people, are they?
No,
it's just like a patterny, just like a patterny design. It looks quite cool. I've never seen any cover quite like that before.
Yeah. So they are they're from North Florida. Now, I haven't listened to it yet. I'm just reading up a little bit about them here. They are it says here that the lead vocalist, Ranina Woodard, is a queer black woman living in the South North Florida. No, Ranina Wood is a queer black woman living in the South. North Florida isn't known for its progressiveness, but that's where she and Brian Squillant form Lands. This. A dreamy psychedelic take on electro pop that pushes back at the environment it's created in, is what it says about this. And the album, called Music for the Future, was released this year. So
groovy.
Give that one a little whirl. And then next up on my list is a genre that you're very keen on, because I know about you, India, and it's a guy called, I think his actual name is not Frederick Franklin or something like that, but it's Fred Furlin, it looks like on there. And this is boom bap, some hip hop, and it's on the same label as. Do you remember? Many months ago, we did similar show, and I introduced you to an album by a guy called Lucky Tat, and he's on the same record label as them. It's quite raw hip hop. It's quite cool.
So this is new. This is a recent album.
It came out in 2022.
Okay.
So in fact,
I'd be interested to hear that. I mean, obviously, I'm not against hip hop.
No.
I'm not an expert on it by any means. I enjoy bits, but
if anybody uses Discogs, put the entry on Discogs for this album because it didn't exist on there until last week.
Okay, so it's a pretty rare hip hop album.
Yeah, it's quite. It's not overproduced. Is the best way to describe it. Anyway, next up, Phil, are you ready for the next one? This is a indie rock and roll band called, I think I did introduce you to these, didn't I? Angelic Swells.
Yeah.
Never ever.
I would be lying if I told you I'd listened to lots of them, but I remember you talking about the Angelics.
You enjoyed what you heard?
I did enjoy what I'd heard.
Yeah. So that's another one, and they're obviously American because they're in American football kits. So, but they are. I'll see what this says on here about them. I'll give you a little bit of background, because it literally says nothing about them. Nothing at all. No. Nothing.
So that's the Angelic Swells. We do pretty well on here for unheard of artists. I mean, we can't be just accused of talking about the same handful of super famous bands.
No, exactly. And it does say on here, I've now found a little bit. The group is actually called Never Ever. The album is Angelic Swells. And
okay.
So there we go.
Cancel that search for the Angelic Swells, folks. They don't exist.
Yeah, even though the Angelic Swells is quite a good name, but it says most of the band played together in another band called the Champagne Socialists. So there you go. And the Champagne Socialists have released one 7-inch vinyl. So they've actually got further with these. So, and if Phil's listened to it, it's got to be okay. Next up, unknown band. Never heard of them. Don't think they're going to do much, if I'm honest. And I acquired this.
Okay.
ABBA's greatest hits. Never have two people looked so bloody miserable on the front cover. There's these two.
Was that the divorce period? Was that divorce period? Oh no, they were together. Okay.
They ain't getting divorced, are they? They're going to make it a baby. But these two, not happy. But it's got all the hits on there. Fernando, however that goes. Mamma Mia.
Can you hear the drums? Here I go again.
Can you hear the drums? Isn't on here. Here I go again. Isn't on here.
Oh, that's Fernando.
That is Fernando. Yeah. Waterloo's on it. SOS. Ring Ring. So Lonely. Honey Honey. Hasta Mañana. Which the only time I've heard that in a song was in an Oasis song. Is it Hung in a Bad Place? Not hung in, I
like Honey Honey because it's so cheesy. I do like that song. I do quite enjoy a lot of the stuff. But
I came across that one. That one is in the collection. Next one up is older George's Friend.
Clappers. So that's
Clappers.
A relatively recent Clapton album, isn't it, if I remember rightly?
1985.
Oh, is it 19? Okay, it's not as recent as I thought it was. I thought it was one from the last 10 years or so, but that's an 85 one. Okay.
Phil. So, so pick that one up. Not listened to it yet. So, right, next up. Now, their 1996 album, Walking Wounded, is one of my favourite albums of all time. This one oozes 80s on the front cover.
So this is Everything But the Girl, yeah?
Everything But the Girl, yeah. And
that's
Tracy
very
Thorn
80s.
actually smiling. She actually looks happy. And Ben, whatever his name is, here with a really 80s ill-fitting suit. Is it Ben Watt? I think his name is. I don't know what it's like. I did go into Music Ranked yesterday, and this is supposedly their second worst album, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not ranked as high as the others. So I've got that one. Come on. Next up is, I thought that she was English until you told me otherwise, and it's Suzanne Vega.
Oh yes, her classic debut album from 1985, I think.
Yes, it is.
What's on there? Small Blue Thing, Marlena on the Wall, Queen and the Soldier.
Queen and the Soldier.
Good Soldier. Yes, good songs on there for sure.
The only time I've ever heard the phrase "small blue thing" is once when I took my shorts off after a really cold football game.
Only you could come up with that one.
And then, last but not least, in my collection from this week is an album that I do own on CD. So when I say I've wanted this album for a long time, isn't quite true. But I have wanted it on vinyl for a long time. And I originally bought the CD. Do you remember the Indoor Market in Rugby? There used to be the CD guy. Was it the Strand or something it was called? He looked like he could be Noel Gallagher's brother.
Sold all the second-hand CDs and stuff.
He sold all and I bought this from there because the album cover looked cool. And it's, if you want an album just to chill out to, this is a good album. It's the limited edition double gold vinyl album, and it is Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. Look how cool that out! It's just something quite sort of lounge room about the whole. And then, hasn't he got great hair?
I remember, because he's kind of like a British soul singer, isn't he? And
he's American for a start.
Was he American? Okay, I thought he was.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Wasn't that recorded sounding more like a 70s, 60s style?
It's got that sort of flavour to it. A lot of people say that this album sort of started that. Is it, they call it neo soul? Is it neo soul? Like Erykah Badu, that sort of stuff, kind of kick-started that genre. Let's have a look at Maxwell. Let's go into it. His name is actually Gerald Maxwell Riviera, and he was born in 1973, so he's just not long turned 50, in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Brooklyn.
Is it a little bit like 70s Marvin Gaye, that kind of thing? Is it that?
He does hit some high notes in it.
Okay.
But it's it's a really good album. I have listened to that several times this week, as well as an album I've had for a little while, which isn't. They're all my new ones. But this one, no, that's not new. But I have been listening a lot to this week as well.
So that's the extended version of the album, or the bonus version of the album, whatever you call it.
Yeah, with the okay, not okay.
I've never listened to the rest of that stuff. I only know the original album. Have I missed out on anything?
I haven't listened to that bit yet. I've literally stuck to the album, and it's actually made me want to buy Kid A. Okay,
so you're getting very deep into Radiohead now.
Yeah, I do quite. I think they're almost like the 90s version of the Smiths, where, in that 90s period, we're all listening to Oasis, all that sort of stuff. And Radiohead, they are a bit arty. I used to call it complicated music. Music should never be complicated. And it's almost sort of, now I've got older, I can sort of see the exquisiteness in the production and the intricacies of the albums more than I probably could. They were very much the yang to Oasis's yin. Oasis were full gusto, 3-chord power.
Yeah. You wanted to rock out to Oasis. You didn't want to listen to that arty-farty stuff.
No, and I must admit, some of my favourite songs are Radiohead songs. My Delightful Other Half, one of her favourite songs is High and Dry and Fake Plastic Trees. I have become slightly addicted this week to No Surprises. And it's the first time I've actually sort of taken the time to actually read the lyrics, because I thought I knew the lyrics and I didn't realise that he sings about the government in it, that they don't speak for us.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's a obviously it's been a busy week in the vinyl world, but I will get around to listen to these when I retire. Hopefully.
You're going to have plenty of stuff to go through.
Here. I'm gonna tilt my camera down. I mean, I don't know if you can see. That's sort of one. That is one section down there of stuff, and then opposite me, there's even more. So it's a mild addiction. I was speaking to the lady who runs the record shop in Rugby, and I thought my addiction was bad. She had the reason why she opened the record shop, from what I could gather, was because she had 6,500 records, and her upstairs floor was going to cave in if she didn't do something with them. So, it's a. I think it's the. I know this is off topic of what did Ben buy this week, but I just really enjoy the physicality of it, probably more than I do the actual listening. In a way, weirdly, it is that football stickers of being a kid, that sort of, oh yeah, I want that, and I know you say it's not the format, it's the music, and I probably could save a lot more money just buying it on CD, but they're just so pretty, and I'm like a magpie.
Certainly, there are some records that look great on vinyl, which you can't, with the size of the jacket, you can't reproduce it when you turn it into a little CD. It doesn't have the impact.
But it's funny you say that, because I think it's in here. 1 second, Phil. I'm just gonna. Oh no, I haven't got that. But is it behind me? 1 second. Oh yeah, I've got it here. Here it is. 1 second. Let me hoist my chair out of the way.
There aren't many album covers that look better on CD than they do on vinyl. Most of them do look better on vinyl.
It's like when you look at the Master Plans cover, you forget there's so much actually going on in it. Like, until I sort of had it on 12-inch, that the cupboard's full of their awards here, like the Brit Awards. They've obviously got their gold and platinum discs on the wall. And then there's obviously things like Definitely Maybe album cover in there. And it's actually, I didn't realise, I didn't really take too much in of the album cover until you can see it in its full glory, really. And
oh yeah, for those sort of ones. The only album, I can't think of many albums where the cover was designed for CD and doesn't look as good or doesn't really work on vinyl. The only one I can think of, do you remember when the Pet Shop Boys did an album that had an orange cover and it looked like an industrial tile? Do you remember that one?
Yes, yeah.
And it had a sort of embossed or raised edges on it, and it was a plastic orange case. You couldn't really reproduce that on vinyl. It wouldn't work, would it? Because it doesn't look like a plastic tile. I can't think of another album where the CD package, wouldn't work on vinyl as well. There must be maybe some others, but
now we're completely off topic. But one of my favourite album covers, I'm going to see if it's here. I know it's around here somewhere, because I think my Paul McCartney sort of thingy is. Here we go. It must be in here. 1 second, Phil. Not Red Rose Speedway. Wings, Venus and Mars.
Is this going to be a fairly recent McCartney album?
No.
An early one.
It's somewhere in here. Anyway, one of my favourite album covers of all time is actually quite a simple album cover. And I'm just having another look. I'm sure it's behind me somewhere. I think I've said it to you before. Is it here? Anyway, it's Wings, Speed of Sound. I just love that album cover. I bring it up on my phone because it's very simple, and I just love the lettering and
Are the letters raised on that or something, or they're different material or something?
Wings, Speed.
Because it's not one that I would have thought of as being a great cover, but maybe it looks better when you actually see it on the vinyl.
Yeah, it's just think about the lettering and the and like I say, there's nothing spectacular about it. It's just quite.
But you have to have it on full size to really get it, I guess.
Just think about the way it's laid out, and it's just quite appeasing to my eyes. So that is what I've commandeered this week, Philster.
Thanks for that, Ben. With your latest.
That's what I'm here for.
The collection continues. You just got to listen to it all now.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to retire in about 3 years' time.